Hello everybody, I'm the Timeister, and welcome back to Aubrey City in episode 4 of City Skylines. So first of all, you all might be surprised by the title of the video. It's not Chinatown or University District, and the reason for that is I just have so much on my plate right now in the city that there was no way I was going to even start those districts in one episode. So it's going to have to wait till probably the next episode, just because I have so much road infrastructure to build and just too much stuff to lay down before I can even get to those districts. But I can tell you guys that I'm going to choose to do the Chinatown district first. The reason is because you guys who chose the Chinatown district had a very, very valid point. It's never been done before on YouTube, so I'm probably going to be the first to do it, and that's why I chose to do it first. So yeah, what we're going to start by doing is constructing the main bridge, which is going to be right downtown. Well guys, I'd like to apologize if I sound like Donald Trump during his latest debate, but I have a cold right now, and I'm probably going to be sniffling throughout the entire episode, so just bear with me. Anyways, so what I've done, I've downloaded this super huge bridge pack. It contains like 10 or so bridges, and where is it? Initially I was trying to plop this guy here, but that is completely the wrong bridge. The one that Fresh Popcorn featured is this guy right here. So that's pretty huge. It's a little bit bigger than what I was anticipating. That's what she said. But what I think I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna widen the river in this section right here, just so the bridge looks a little bit more natural in this position here. Because it's kind of unrealistic having such a huge bridge and such a narrow river. But yeah, we're going to make it work because I really like this bridge. I think it's super awesome because, as you can see, there's an arch in the bridge. So it adds a little bit of realism to it. Now, I sort of like this one a bit more, and it's a little bit smaller too, so this one would fit perfectly. The only thing I don't like is it's flat. Now, I think I might use the bridge at on another part of the city, but just not in this area here, because this is going to be like a really a heavily featured item of the city. So yeah, I'm just gonna plop this down, or actually no, I'm gonna have to widen the river first. So I'm gonna start off by getting rid of these water pumps, and I'm gonna have to change the layout of this road. Yeah, so I'm just gonna get rid of this section. I might actually have to get rid of the bridge too, so I might as well do that. Now I'm gonna go into my terraforming tools, and the game's been glitching out lately. Whenever I access a menu, it just randomly pops out. Now it started doing that ever since I installed the no crash mod, or don't crash mod rather. But that's just a small negative side of the mod, I guess, because ever since I installed the don't crash mod, the game has been working 150 times better. So anyways guys, I'm just flattening out this little part of the river here, and I think I'm just gonna smooth it out. It looks a little bit more natural. I'm just gonna let it. Alright guys, so I let the water slosh around a little bit, and we're ready to plop the bridge. Yeah, that looks good at that angle, I suppose. So I'm gonna put the first one here, and the second one right behind it. Now I'm gonna try to align them as closely as possible. Well, I'm happy with that. I think that's as close as we're gonna get, guys. Perfect. I think one's higher than the other one though, but that's not a big deal. But that looks awesome. That's gonna be one of the main features of the city right there. The only thing I'm concerned about is, like, because of the elevation of the bridge, I'm gonna need a pretty long ramp to get to the ground. But that's okay. Anyways, guys, I'm going to fast track through the construction of the bridge, and if you want some more details on it, I'll put a link in the description for the workshop, and I'll also put a link to Fresh Popcorn's channel where he made a tutorial on exactly how he built the bridge. Wow guys, this is awesome. I'm super happy with the way this turned out. And as you can see here, I've used the no pillars mod to add these pillars which are, close enough to the ones which were already on the bridge. And it just looks super awesome. The only thing that annoys me a little bit is this weird graphical glitch where when you get to like about this point, boop, the bridge disappears. But I mean, in the comments section, or the description of the bridge on the workshop, he states that it's some sort of graphical glitch because the bridge is only about this big on the lot. I'm not a modder, so I don't know exactly how the whole thing works, but because the lot is only about this big, I guess there's a limit to where you can see the building sticking out, I guess. But anyways, a few things to do before we begin our Chinatown district, and I'm gonna build it around this little area here. Now, I know I said I'm gonna build it this episode. I'm still trying to think, how am I gonna build this Chinatown in this episode? But don't worry guys, we'll get it done. Just have to get some few little things out of the way. Wow, that looks awesome. I love the arch. It looks pretty cool. So what I'm going to do for the rest of this highway, I'm not going to get any further than this, but what's going to happen is it's just going to keep going straight for a little while, and there's going to be an elevated section probably to around here. And then after that, it's going to be, I'm not sure if I'm gonna sink it into the ground or just keep it ground level. We'll see. That'll be a future episode. And for the coastline around the downtown area, somebody in the comments section on my last video said, oh, you should do some sort of like marina or a cruise ship port area. So I think that's what I'm going to do in this section over here. And it kind of gives the bridge a purpose for being that high, because it would kind of be unnecessary to have a huge bridge and to not have any boats navigating the river at all. Another thing I'd like to do in the future would be to raise this bridge. Now, boats fit right under it, but as you can see, it's kind of flat. There's no arch in this one either. But I mean, using the what kind of tool is it again? I forget what the name of the tool is. It's like Fine Heights or something, or no, it's the node editor. Yeah, using that, I can raise and lower the deck of the bridge. But anyways, guys, let's work on this a little bit. Now, I'd mentioned in a previous video that this rail yard is going to change. Yeah, I pretty much have to do that. Or no, that can wait. I don't even know anymore, guys. Okay, well, I'm going to fast track through the next few minutes because I'm going to be laying roads down. And once my roads are laid out, it'll give me kind of an idea where I want stuff to be. Because yeah, I'm a little lost right now. I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen here. But bear with me, guys. Well, guys, after a few minutes of contemplating what my next move is, I decided to completely redesign the area. And I started off by ripping up the old train station I built. And one thing I'm going to do to improve traffic flow is I'm going to put a one-way road that's separated from the main road. Just so everything is nice and free-flowing in one direction, just not having everything bunched up trying to get into the train station. And one goal I have for the city as well is to separate my passenger rail line from my industrial rail line, because what happens a lot of times is everything just gets bunched up and huge traffic jams happen all the time and nothing moves, and it really creates a huge problem for the city. So I'm going to try to alleviate that as much as possible by keeping my both types of tracks separated. And the plan for the whole area here between the bridge and the port, I'm just going to keep it kind of similar to the other side of the port, where, I mean, it's just industrial warehouses and stuff like that. It's just going to be sort of like a general industrial area, kind of like an older type of industrial area, not like no high-tech industries or anything like that. It's just going to be warehouses and old factories and stuff. And before I forget, guys, I actually chose a name for the port, and that name is Bournemouth Harbour by Werthers. So thanks a lot for your suggestion, and everybody else as well. I mean, your suggestions were great as usual. I honestly had trouble picking between a few of them. So yeah, thanks a lot, and I'm gonna give you guys the opportunity to name a few things before the series is over. So what you're seeing me build here, I'm kind of struggling with it, but I'm building a little underpass under the rail line, and that just keeps traffic a little more free-flowing, so cars are not waiting for the train to go by every 30 seconds. And one thing I really love is these bridge supports here. They were uploaded to the workshop about maybe a month ago, and I really fell in love with them. They're super, I mean, they're kind of finicky to use, but they're super realistic, and they add a lot of, a little bit of life to your bridges, I guess. But yeah, they are kind of finicky to use. I mean, there's no way to manually adjust the height of them. You just have to kind of go with the terrain, so you might have to modify the terrain around them a little bit to get them to fit the way you want. That's not a huge problem. Just a little side issue, guys. I'm having some trouble with Fraps lately. It's the recording software I use to record my gameplay, and the issue I'm having is every once in a while, maybe every 10 minutes or so while I'm recording, the game will just randomly drop to like 5 FPS. And the only way to stop it from doing that is to stop recording for a second and then start again, and then the game is fine for the next 10 minutes. And I mean, it got to the point where it was like every 2 or every 1 minute even that it was doing that. And it just got so problematic, you know, I gave up on it, and I ended up switching to Bandicam. And I mean, so far it's been working pretty good. I had no compatibility issues or anything like that. So yeah, I think I'm going to switch over to Bandicam now. I mean, the quality of the recording doesn't really change. And one thing I really like about Bandicam is I'm actually able to switch my audio settings. So whereas Fraps would record my audio in stereo, and there was no way to change it, and I would have to manually adjust it in Sony Vegas, and that would kind of be annoying because I do have a stereo mic. And depending on what angle I have it, because I mean it's just on a little tripod on my desk, sometimes like the right side would be a little louder than the left side, and I'd have to manually adjust that. But with Bandicam, I don't have to do that. I can just record my audio in mono, and I mean it sounds just as great. So it saves me a little bit of time, and without affecting the audio quality or anything. So from now on, I think I'm just going to use Bandicam and give up on Fraps. So if any of you guys ever record any City Skylines footage, just drop a comment, let me know what software you guys use, whether it's editing or your recording software. I'd kind of like to know, and let me know if you've had any trouble. So let me know, guys, if any of you have ever recorded any City Skylines footage, and let me know what software you guys use and if you've had any problems with other software before. So just as you're going to see in a second here, I'm going to add down some power lines within my industrial park, and that's something I often do. Now they obviously don't serve any purpose whatsoever to distribute power. I just really like the look of it. I think it adds a little bit of realism to the industrial parks. So I mean, it's often something that I do just for the look of it, really. Now, what I'm starting to do now is I'm going to build a large interchange that connects directly to the road leading into the port, as well as a highway that's going to loop around the downtown core. Now, at first, I was really lost with this interchange. I had no idea what my game plan was. So you're going to see me struggle and start over a couple times. I ended up cutting out a whole bunch of footage. But by the end, guys, you'll see that I'm super happy with the results. So yeah, I'll just let you guys watch what I do for the next couple of minutes, and you'll see that it's probably one of the best interchanges I've ever built. And to build the interchange, I used a wide variety of different road and network mods, and one mod that's really a lifesaver when it comes to building nice smooth interchanges is the node editor mod. And what that allows you to do, as you're seeing right now, is to adjust the height of a road once it's been plopped down. You can adjust the height of bridges and flat roads. It really doesn't matter. I mean, you can adjust it.
and that's probably one of the most important mods to have if you want to build nice, realistic, and smooth interchanges. Because before that mod was released, it was a struggle to build really nice interchanges. So I mean, that's a highly recommended mod to have. And I mean, the obvious ones such as like road anarchy and all that stuff. That's really the essential mods you should have.
looking down from the heights that we have built all by ourselves. And there is fear of the unknown, but we cannot lose control when we feel like the world is against us. We're trying to find ourselves without the defining words. We can no longer hold on to what only makes us hurt. We cannot sink into the dark. The vertigo is getting sharp. There's something greater than ourselves that we must reach for. Into the infinite that we must reach. 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 Now which way do we go is the question to ask. There are so many choices that it's hard not to look past. What is real and what is fake, and the risk we have to take. Will we know what is throwing up our balance? We're trying to find ourselves without the defining words. We can no longer hold on to what only makes us hurt. We cannot sink into the dark. The vertigo is getting sharp. There's something greater
Alright, well, I'm almost done the interchange, and I probably invested maybe 2 or 3 hours in the whole thing. So, as you can see, it's a pretty tedious project. And then, I mean, I didn't even add any props and signs and stuff yet. I am going to do that, but you won't see it in this video. I will skip ahead, though, and show you the final product. You just won't see me, you know, plopping them down and stuff. That's like an extra hour and a half, 2 hours of work. So guys, this is it. This is the final product, and as you can see, I've added a whole bunch of bushes and trees, but I've also went to town with some highway signs. So as you can see, I've added some merge signs and exit signs and pretty much any sign you can imagine, but I've also added some road barriers. So I mean, it adds a little bit of realism to it, and what's funny is that the road signs actually match where things are going. So for example, the industrial park is actually this way. And if we go see this sign over here, downtown is actually this way, so that's kind of a little coincidence. So yeah, I probably invested another hour and a half, 2 hours just in plopping down some road barriers and chevrons and all that sort of stuff. So I mean, you don't necessarily have to be a really good City Skylines player. You just have to invest a little more time in plopping down some details and stuff to make things look awesome. And for example, here I use the K Anarchy mod to plop down these highway walls here, as well as some power lines in the middle. So I mean, yeah, the whole interchange probably took me about like 4 hours just to make, and I condensed all that into 45 minutes of footage, so I think we did pretty good here, guys. So I'm going to leave you guys with that, and I promise you guys I'm going to start the Chinatown next episode, so please don't be mad at me for, you know, saying I was going to do something and I end up doing something else. But yeah, sometimes it's just kind of hard to organize what's going to go on in each episode, so I think in the future I'm going to promise less and deliver more. I think that's the policy I should abide by. But anyways, guys, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Also, subscribe to my channel for much more content on the way, and I'll be sure to see you in the next episode. But before I go, guys, I just want to apologize for the lack in content that I've been releasing. I said in my last video that I'm going to make an effort to release more content every week. But I mean, I think that's just going to be impossible for me for now anyways. I just have way too much stuff going on in my life. So I'm sorry for saying that I was going to release weekly videos. I mean, it's just not going to be possible, guys. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to go for maybe every 2 or 3 weeks. Now, I'm not going to adopt a specific... Now, I'm not going to adopt a specific schedule for releasing videos. Now, I'm not going to, like, release a video every Wednesday or nothing like that. Basically, I'm just going to go with the flow. I'm going to make a video, and whenever I'm done, I'm going to release it. That way, I'm not going to disappoint you guys. You're not going to be, you know, wondering when the next video is out. But I'm going to try as hard as possible, guys, to release a video maybe every 2 or 3 weeks, you know, depending on my schedule that particular week. But anyways, guys, unless the world spontaneously combusts, I'll see you next time.